has always declared throughout time that He is only one, undividable, not 3 in 1, 1 in 3, just one. And we believe Jesus taught the same teaching, but there's some confusion about the Trinity. So you're going to be giving us today the top 10 reasons why the Trinity is not valid. I don't want to waste their time, your time. Let's just get right to it. The top 10, please begin.
Okay. Number 10, because the word Trinity is nowhere to be found in the Bible. Now, the word Trinity is not as important as finding the actual doctrine. So, number 9.
So you just jumped. That's done.
Yeah, look.
10 is done. We're not wasting no time.
10 is done.
All right, let's take it to number 9.
10 is done. You don't find the word Trinity anywhere in the Bible.
That was simple. That was easy. Okay.
But as I said, the word is not as important as the doctrine. So the question is, do we find the doctrine in the Bible?
We go on to 9 then.
Number 9. HarperCollins, Encyclopedia of the Bible, states, quote, "The doctrine of the Trinity as such is not revealed in either the Old Testament or the New Testament." HarperCollins Encyclopedia of the Bible, telling us what? Telling us, I'll say it again, quote, "The doctrine of the Trinity as such is not revealed in either the Old Testament or the New Testament." You know, we almost don't need to do the rest of this program because that pretty much says it right there. But let's continue.
So we're moving on to 8 now?
We're going to move quickly.
This is 8.
So
can we get a duff roll or the drum roll?
Yeah.
The duff. Let's go. Number 8.
We'll just keep moving through these. The point then is, well, if the doctrine is not revealed in the Bible, where did it come from? The doctrine of the Trinity started with Tertullian in 220 CE. What does that tell us? That tells us that the doctrine of the Trinity was dreamed up by Tertullian. Who was Tertullian? He was a lawyer in Carthage around 200 years after the mission of Jesus Christ. So this was not a doctrine that was written into the Bible. This was a doctrine that was derived by a lawyer, and we all know how much we trust lawyers. Sorry, but I got to throw that one in because I'd love to see what was in his fine print, but the bottom line is 200 years after the mission of Jesus Christ, that is when Tertullian came up with the concept of the Trinity. Take it to step number 7.
So we already went from 10, 9, 8.
7.
Take it away, Dr. Lawrence Brown.
7. Where did it go from there? Tertullian came up with the concept in the year 220 CE. Where did it go from there? Talk to Christian scholars. They will tell you the Trinity is an evolved doctrine, meaning that it was not a revealed doctrine. It was a doctrine that evolved in the minds of the theologians who developed it. Council of Nicaea in 325 developed it further. Council of Constantinople in 381 ratified it, and it became authoritative at the Council of Chalcedon in 451. So what are we saying? We're saying over 400 years after the time of Jesus Christ was
How many years?
Over 400.
400 years.
Council of Chalcedon was in 451. So what are we saying? We're saying that over 400 years after the time of Jesus Christ, this is when the doctrine of the Trinity became authoritative at the Council of Chalcedon. That leads us to number 6.
So you're talking about now we went from 10, we're moving on to 6, and all these things. This is not something that came with the first man, Adam, or the prophet Moses, Noah. This is evolving. You're taking about 400 years after Jesus left the scene.
This didn't come with any of the prophets. This came from the mind of a lawyer over 200 years after the mission of Jesus Christ. It evolved over another 200 years after that. It was ratified into the Christian canon at the Council of Chalcedon in 451. Actually ratified at the Council of Constantinople in 381 and then became authoritative at the Council of Chalcedon.
All right, so we're moving on to number what now? This is number
6.
Number 6.
Number 6.
Take it away, please.
Everybody knows Hans Kung, the leading theologian of the Roman Catholic Church, and he, in commenting, talking about throughout the New Testament, quote, "There is no doctrine of one God in 3 persons," quote, "modes of being, no doctrine of a triune God, a Trinity." These are the words of Hans Kung. Okay, if we don't trust him with regard to Catholic or Christian doctrine, I don't know who we can trust, because he is one of the most authoritative voices on Catholic and Christian doctrine. You want to hear it again? Goes like this. There is no doctrine of one God in three persons, modes of being, no doctrine of a triune God, a Trinity. And he's talking about inside the New Testament.
It's mind-boggling, the Trinity, but this is mind-blowing that you're making it so easy to understand, and all we ask is that the people out there, they have an open heart and open mind, and this, the truth shall set you free. Can we move on to number 5?
Number 5.
Take it away.
Harper's Bible Dictionary. Harper's Bible Dictionary says, quote, the formal doctrine of the Trinity. The formal doctrine of the Trinity, as it was defined by the great church councils of the 4th and 5th centuries, is not to be found in the New Testament.
Not to be found.
Not to be found. The formal doctrine of the Trinity, as it was defined by the great church councils of the 4th and 5th centuries, is not to be found in the New Testament.
And that's number 5.
That's Harper's Bible Dictionary.
Wasn't with the first man Adam, with none of the prophets, and after Jesus left the scene 400 years later, you mentioned some attorney. Now we know how attorneys work.
Tertullian.
Yeah, we're going to take a break, and we're going to come back for number 4 of the top 10 reasons why the Trinity